This is the original Champ, not the new Champ S Plus, the original Champ, the little 3-channel trainer that so many people had. It was very popular as a first plane before more sophisticated things came in. This does not have any of this self-stabilization or anything. It doesn't have any AS3X or SAFE, or it's just little high-wing 3-channel plane. I bought this used. Well, the fuselage is one I bought used anyway. It's had a new tail and a new wing since, and the undercarriage has been changed. Mainly because it got ripped apart in indoor flying. I was flying it indoors, and bigger planes flew into it and tore its wings and its tail apart. It is, however, I think still the motor that came in it. And it's maybe on its last legs. I think I've got a new motor. I see I've got a penny taped to its nose there. Oops. These wheels are frankly not very level, but anyway. I've got a new motor for it in a bag at home, I think, but I didn't get round to putting it on. I don't know how much it's going to fly with this motor, but we'll try. It's so wet this morning. It's just, I mean, you can see the table, it's just like absolutely soaking. I better put him in higher rates because he may need it to pull up. Ooh. Yes, probably just as well. He doesn't have much power. There is a teeny bit of wind now, which is not good for this guy, you know. Better indoors or no wind, really, this guy. He stabilizes because of dihedral, you know, his wing has a bit of dihedral and actually polyhedral, I suppose you could say, because there's a bit of inherent dihedral and the wings are turned up a little bit as well, the end tips. So that gives him a bit of a tendency to naturally self-stabilize. But that's it. I think for a while he was almost kind of the go-to, little beginner plane, and lots of people, I am sure, learnt to flying this guy. They still sell him, I believe, although I can't imagine it sells too well now, given the other options you have. You've got things like the Sport Cub S, which is a little bit bigger and has SAFE, and then you've got the new Champ S Plus, which I was just retesting after a crash, which, has SAFE and AS3X and GPS, and it's bigger and in 2-channel. A little bit more expensive than this guy, of course, but still, for all the extra features, probably a better choice for most people to start learning with. And, more suited, the Champ S Plus, the new one, is more suited to outdoors. I mean, it's meant to be mainly an outdoor plane. You can fly it indoors. And you have to turn the GPS off if you're going to fly it indoors. It will never work properly indoors with the GPS, because you won't get its lock and things. This guy, well, he's still flying. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of power, but he can loop, which of course with a 3-channel plane is about all you're going to do. Well, I suppose you can do stall turns and things up to a point, although it doesn't help having no ailerons. Oh yes, time remaining 4 minutes. What does I have the timer set to on this? That may be a bit, if optimistic, if anything, outdoors with a little stick battery. I don't know what I had it set to. We must have been flying it for a couple of minutes, so I must have had it set to 6 minutes. That was more intended for indoors. Whether you'll actually get you probably won't get 6 minutes of flight off a little stick battery outdoors with this, because they use more power outdoors typically. I usually if I'm going to fly these little brushed cell things outdoors, just with the little stick batteries, I would usually set the timer to about 4:30, because I've known them, go to low voltage cutoff, sometimes even less than 4:30. Well, he does seem to be flying. I mean, I've had various problems. His wing got. I remember one time some of these guys' propeller got literally embedded in his wing. Another time his tail got chewed off. So you can buy the spares for him pretty easily. And of course, with there being no ailerons, putting a new wing on isn't all that complicated. So he's got a new wing, and a new tail, but his body and his motor, and some slightly bigger wheels, but his body and his motor are of indeterminate age. Dave would know, I guess, because I bought it off Dave. And at one point I thought this motor was dying, but it appears to be working now. I've got another motor to put in if I get around to it. Well, there's no point though if this one's working. I'm going to take this one out and put another one in if this one seems to be working. I seem to think it wasn't at some point, but it seems to be now. Anyway, so there you are, the little champ, the original little champ. I hadn't had this guy out for a while.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
Yeah, we should bring him in, because that means he's actually flown for 4 minutes, which outdoors is. He's going to go to low voltage cutoff fairly soon, probably outdoors. I kind of thought this guy didn't fly well last time I had him out. That's why I got the new motor. Of course, it could have been battery problems. I have trouble keeping track of which one-cell batteries are still good and working well, and which should be thrown away. Well, because you can't just throw them in the garbage either, because they're hazardous waste. But there are ways of getting rid of them. Hobby stores will generally take them in and get rid of them for you. But anyway, there you go. So.
Throttle cut off.
Doesn't seem to be going to low voltage cutoff. It also gets the water off. It doesn't seem to be going to low voltage cutoff, and it seems to work fine. He does have a penny taped on the nose. Maybe partially my taste. I don't like tail heavy planes at all. I wouldn't say he's wildly tail heavy, but to me he flies better like that with a penny taped to his nose than he does without it. So. Yeah, I think I did that right after I bought him, when he still had his old wing and tail on. And it's stayed there ever since. And I'm happy with it there, so I'm leaving it there. There you go. The original little Hobby Zone Champ.